All right, I've turned this unit into simulation mode, which is why there's a red X over the satellite strength bars. I just put it into simulation mode so that I don't have to worry about it losing satellite reception since I'm inside and interrupting what we're looking at here. Let's talk about waypoints as it relates to your GPS unit. A waypoint is a saved location on your GPS that you want to share with somebody else or that you might want to mark for going back to at some point in the future. And there's a few different ways we can do that on these GPSs. Let's just say we're at the current location that we want to mark, and we are using any of the pages, the map pages or what have you. If we go to our home page, we can hit the mark icon, which is this one right here, and this is going to allow us to save our current location. And we can name it any one of these pre-named items if we wish. Remember, this is a unit that is made mostly for hunting, so a lot of these are hunting related. Or we can select new, and we can either use the default name, which is going to be 001 to begin with, and it's going to scroll up the numbers if we already have those numbers saved. Or we can rename it by tapping on that field, entering whatever name you want, hit the check mark, and it's going to tell us where the location and some things are, and then all we have to do is hit save. Now that location where we are right now has been saved as a waypoint. That's something that we can go back to later, or we'll show you later how we can actually send that waypoint wirelessly to any one of the other units. Let's say I wanted to mark a waypoint somewhere other than where I am currently located. Let's say I want to mark a waypoint by using the map. So you can see on my map I have various features and roads and other things that are labeled. Anytime I punch the screen anywhere, it drops a pin there. And if the place where I drop the pin is not anything that the GPS recognizes, it's not a known point of interest or a road or anything like that, it gives me an informational panel up here with the coordinates, the distance, and the bearing. If it's somewhere that it knows, like this is County Road C, it names it that thing, or it tells me what that thing is, even if it's something like a topo line. Okay, so that's the 850-foot topo line. Anything that it thinks that it can apply a name to, it does so. Now let's make sure that we've put our pointer exactly where we want to go. You can either continue to click until you hit the exact right spot, or you can actually drag the map around until that pointer is where you want to go. So let's say I want to put a waypoint at that intersection. I've already got the informational panel up here. If I hit that informational panel and then punch this flag button on the bottom here, that gives me an automatic save as the intersection of County Road C and 1010th Street. Okay, already done for me, so I just click OK. If I were to put that pointer in an unknown location, it gives me that coordinates, distance, and bearing. I can do the same thing. Punch the informational panel, hit the waypoint, and it just saves it as the default name, in this case 001. If I wanted to change that name, or I wanted to change any of the names of the waypoints, I can go into this, hit the pencil, the edit button essentially, and I can edit that information just like I did earlier when I saved the waypoint at my current location. Tap on that, hit whatever name you'd like, hit the check mark, and then it automatically would update that with the new name. So let's call this one RB, I'll throw a number in there, 3. Okay, hit the check mark, and it's saved that automatically. So now you can see I have my waypoint RB3 at that location. If I were to put my pin there, it tells me again how far it is going to be from my current location when it says so. And I also have that other waypoint that we marked up here at the intersection where it automatically named County Road C and 1010th. There may be times when we're doing a search where you're requested to travel a known heading in maybe a search line or to a specific location. The Sight and Go, which is this icon right here, is a way we can do that. And it's pretty nice. This integrated compass into this GPS unit allows us to do it in a couple of nice ways. And if you've taken any of our GPS orienteering type courses or know anything about that, this kind of encompasses a number of things that we can do with a compass as well. So let's just say that you're out in the doing a search, and operations says, I need you to travel a course from your current location at a heading of, say, 150 degrees. Now, maybe you're just to walk a certain line, maybe that's how to get back to the command post, maybe you're to go a certain distance from your current location. Once you're on the Sight and Go page, you'll see that as the compass shows up, when you rotate the compass, the GPS unit, you're probably rotating your entire body along with this so you can see where you're going to be headed. You're going to rotate the entire compass until it reads that desired bearing, which we said was 150 degrees. Once the GPS unit is pointing to that bearing, when it reads 150 or about as close as you can get it, you'll hit the lock direction key here. Now that is locked in, and even if I move the compass now, it's not going to continue to change because I've locked that direction. Now I can, if I wanted to set a waypoint at that location, I can project the waypoint, and I can project at a certain number of miles or yards or feet. So let's say operations said, well, I need you to go 200 feet at that 150 degrees. You'll notice that the screen icon, the numbers here have 4 whole digits and then 2 decimals, and you have to enter them all. So you have to enter 6 digits. And that means if you only wanted to go 50 or let's say 200 feet, you're going to have to enter it as 0200. So 0200, and actually you don't need to enter all the zeros that are following, but you can push those in. And then you hit the check mark. Now remember, we're creating a waypoint, projected waypoint. It's got a default name, 150 degrees at 200 feet. So you can kind of cross-check, and you can either save it with that default information, or you can save and edit it so that you can change the name if you want. So let's save and edit. Let's change the name just like we did before, and let's say that this is the command post. So we're going to put CP1. Okay, so now it's going to save that waypoint, and if I go back to my map, we would find that not only have we saved a waypoint 200 feet away at a bearing of 150 degrees, it's automatically turned on the navigation because this is Sight and Go. Okay, if at any time you want to stop navigation, that purple line is your navigational route. If at any time you want to stop navigation, you hit the 3-bar menu button here in the bottom of the screen and select Stop Navigation. That gets rid of that purple line, and you don't have to navigate there anymore, and it changes back to kind of like the default. So that was how we used the Sight and Go to project a waypoint. There may be times when you want to delete a waypoint. Maybe you got too many on there, or that was a temporary one and you don't really want it anymore. You go back to your home screen, hit the menu slider button, and find the Waypoint Manager. This will list all the different waypoints, so you could actually select one of these and go to it if you want. Let's just say, oh, we didn't really need that one anymore. Hit the 3-bar menu and delete that waypoint, and it'll be asking you if you want to confirm that one gets deleted, and now that one is gone. You could also delete all, which once we start using these GPS units more and you have things like stations and boat landings or whatever else you're going to save in there for good, you wouldn't want to do this. But for now, we could say we want to delete several, and we can either select all, or you could select certain ones. Like I can change that little red triangle with a plus to delete or not delete. So right now I'm going to delete all 3. Maybe I only want to delete those 2. Hit delete, and that'll confirm that.